Top of the fourth inning, Rascals up by a score of 3-0. Looking for a series sweep of the Washington Wild Things, rather, of the Windy City Thunderbolts. Rascals have swept 4 series already this season. First pitch, swing and a miss by Ryan Dietrich. Dietrich 0 for 1, flew out to center field his first time. Pitch down low from Laster evens the count, 1-1. Taylor Ard hit his 23rd home run of the season in the previous inning. Swing and a miss, 1-2. They ought to start putting a bullseye out there on that clubhouse, as Taylor Ard has peppered the roof of that facility all season. I'm surprised there's been no dents or damage. The 1-2 is low and away. Here's a line drive foul. That's near the visitors' bullpen down the left field line. The bullpen empty, though. All the relievers hanging out in the dugout for the time being. Laster looking to deliver a quick inning after the Rascals gave him 2 more runs of support. Dietrich skies one out to right center field. Slade will make the catch. 2 flyouts for Dietrich. Well, the Rascals are 27-16 this season when they hit a home run. So good news for them. The pitch to Marquise Riley down low. Unfortunately, though, the Rascals, oddly enough, are just 2-7 when Lucas Laster starts. The only 2 games they won in which he started were 2 complete games by him. Riley sends a ball into deep right field, and that's going to sneak over the fence. A solo home run for Marquise Riley. And that makes it a 3-1 game. Riley just hit a laser to right center. Never got that high, but it could sneak over that fence in right center. Not too difficult to clear that. That's Riley's 2nd home run and 20th RBI of the year. Laster's only real Achilles heel are those home runs. That's the 8th he surrendered this year. First pitch swing, and Alex Chittenden bloops one into shallow right field. A diving catch. Jackson Slade makes a phenomenal catch down the right field line. What a play. He is covered in dirt as he made that catch along the foul line on the warning track that surrounds the playing surface. What a play by Jackson Slade. The best play I've seen Slade make all season, chasing that ball. That if he doesn't make that catch is at least a single, maybe a double for Chittenden. He's 0 for 2 now. 2 outs. Base is empty. Here comes Tyler Clark. Clark 0 for 1 with a fly out. He swings and drives one into deep right field towards the bullpen. That's going to go. Laster can't believe it. He looks around with his palms up. That ball's out of here. Score is now 3-2. Tyler Clark has 2 homers this season, both of them against the Rascals, both of them opposite field. Couple of home runs sneak out to that shallow right field fence. Very tough for a pitcher to swallow that pill. That's an out in almost every other ballpark in the history of baseball. Coco Johnson hitting. He's 0 for 2. Down low, ball 1. Now 9 homers surrendered by Lucas Laster this season. He looks a little frustrated on the mound. He'll have to brush off those 2 bombs and get back at it. The key with Laster is that the home runs he surrenders are usually solo shots. He doesn't let a lot of guys on base. A relatively low whip. Hardly walks any. So if he's going to make a mistake and the ball's going to leave the ballpark, it's usually a solo shot. Those don't hurt too badly. 2-0 to Johnson after he lays off a ball in the dirt. He now bounces one foul. Laster reminds me a lot of ex-Major League pitcher Ted Lilly. Undersized left-hander with a short stride. Doesn't throw all that hard, but is able to rack up strikeouts, stifle left-handers. Doesn't walk very many, but gives up solo shots at a high rate. Foul ball to the left side again, and evens the count 2-2. As I said, the Rascals have only won 2 games that Laster has started this season, as Johnson hits another foul ball. 2-7 in his starts. Both of the games that they won, Laster earned the victory. Both of the games that they've won that Laster pitched were 7-inning complete games for Lucas. Seems if he doesn't go the distance, the Rascals can't get the win with him on the mound. He got a no decision on July 23rd against Schaumburg after giving up just 2 runs in 6 innings. So here's a base hit into left. Coco Johnson's on for the first time. Laster struck out 8 in 7 1/3 innings against Gateway, but he was hung with the loss. He gave up 1 run in 6 innings against Rockford on June 24th. No decision. The Rascals lost that game. And then, of course, his professional baseball debut, 8 2/3, 10 strikeouts, no decision. Rascals lost that game in 11 against Gateway. His 2 wins on July 29th and July 18th, both in Game 2 of a doubleheader. Both complete games. Pitch down low, ball 1 to Torres. Mike Torres has not made an out. He doesn't even have an official at bat. 2 plate appearances, 2 walks. Hasn't scored. Both runs for the Thunderbolts have come across in this 4th inning. A couple of solo shots. Ground ball over to second base. Crespo throws to second. That ends the inning. A 4-6 fielder's choice and force out. 3 hits, 2 runs come across, a couple of solo shots. Marquise Riley and Tyler Clark going deep. And the score is now 3-2 through 3.5. You're listening to River City Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com. That moved Taylor Ard and Danny Cannella into scoring position. Ard eventually scoring. That was the first run of the game. Score is now 3-2. Rascals scored 2 runs in the third after 1 in the second. A pair of runs at the top of this frame for the Thunderbolts. They hit 2 solo homers, the Rascals with a homer themselves. Called strike to Komatani. He now takes a pitch upstairs. 1-1. Zach Komatani, one of the hottest hitters in the lineup for the Rascals, although held relatively quiet yesterday. Swings and misses, 1-2. 4 homers, 30 RBIs, and a .259 average for the Rascals first baseman. Komatani 2 for 7 in this series. He has a double, an RBI, and a pair of walks. This is chopped up the middle, taken by Riley. Throwing out Komatani. Josh Looney is 0 for 1, but he has an RBI. When he hit in the second inning, he had Cannella at second and Ard at third, and a chopper over to third base, and Ard came in to score the first run of the game. Looney now with 31 runs driven in. He has a .259 average, 8 home runs. Only 4 doubles this season. He hit 17 last year. Takes a breaking ball up high. Tingle on the mound wearing long black sleeves. No idea how he could endure with that much gear on. A very hot day here. Line drive taken on a backhanded pick by the second baseman Riley. He throws out Looney. Nice play by Marquise Riley. Looney hit that one hard. Riley took one step to his right, went down to his knee, and backhanded it on the short hop. 2 down. Rascals went down in order in the first inning, looking to avoid doing so here in the fourth. Johnny Morales is 1 for 1. J-Mo now 4 for 8 in the series. He scored 3 times, driven in a run and walked as well. Swinging away, he fouls a pitch off, 0-1. J-Mo now playing in his 5th game since coming off the injured reserve list. He swings, and it's another foul ball. In 5 games, Morales, this being his 5th, Morales now has 5 hits. As he lines one back into the screen. And he's scored 4 times. He has a double, an RBI, and a walk. No balls and 2 strikes on the shortstop. Righty versus righty. The pitch is outside. Aviators not giving up yet. They're now down 8-4 as they've scored 2 unanswered. Morales chops a ball over to shortstop. He's thrown out. That game is in the 9th inning, though. We'll let you know as soon as the score goes final. Travis Tingle works a 1-2-3 inning. He gets 3 groundouts, and he keeps his team within 1 run going to the 5th. 3-2 is the score. You're listening to Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Gallagher, the slugging first baseman, will lead off for Windy City. He's 1 for 2, a strikeout and a single. $3,787 fans have made their way out to T.R. Hughes Ballpark today, celebrating Harry Potter night. Everything is Harry Potter themed today. Lefty versus lefty. The first pitch to Gallagher, chopped over to second baseman Crespo. His throw's low, but out anyway is Gallagher. 1 pitch, 1 out for Lucas Laster. Laster has not worked a 1-2-3 inning. He's faced at least 4 in every frame thus far. Here comes Max White. White 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch. Called strike at the knees to begin his third plate appearance. He swings and lines one foul. White hits .321 off of left-handed pitchers. Laster, a lefty, of course. 3 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers from the center fielder. He pops one up right side. Komatani gets there in foul territory. 2 down. That one didn't hold up very long. Comey had to hustle over. Josh Looney was in the vicinity as well. Easier play for Comey, though, as it was hit in front of him and he could follow it, as opposed to trying to make an over-the-shoulder catch for Looney. 2 up, 2 down. Here comes Jacob Tanis, the third baseman, has struck out swinging twice. First pitch is inside and, in fact, nearly gets a piece of him. Ball 1. Laster could use an easy inning after giving up the 2 solo shots in the last frame. Neither of those home runs looked like they were going to leave the park, but both of them just able to sneak out to the shallow part of this stadium. Line drive into left field, a base hit. So no perfect inning for Laster. Tanis keeps it going with his first hit of the day. That's the 6th hit of the game for the Thunderbolts. Rascals with just 4 to this point. Ryan Dietrich to hit. Laster back to the stretch. He's had to go to the slide step in every inning. First pitch skied out to right center field. Curran Radall has a beat on it, though, and he makes the catch for out number 3. 1 hit for the Windy City Thunderbolts, but no runs against Lucas Laster in the 5th. Headed to the bottom of the frame, 3-2 is the score. Rascals on top. You're listening to Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com. first pitch from Tingle. Down low. Ball 1. Hector Crespo 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Rascals up 3-2 in the 5th, looking for some insurance. They're up 3-0. Short-lived 3-0 lead, though, as 2 solo homers were hit in the top of the 4th after the Rascals hit a 2-run homer. Taylor Ard with his 23rd in the bottom of the 3rd. Another ball to Crespo, misses wide, 2-0. The Rascals' second baseman batting .245 with 3 homers, 28 RBIs. Takes a pitch outside. Three and 0. No walks issued by the starter Tingle yet, although he did hit Taylor Ard. Ball that barely grazed him. Ard and the Rascals made him pay, though, as Taylor came around to score the first run of the game. Called strike, 3-1. Ground ball up the middle into center field, as Tingle has to spin out of the way of that to avoid getting taken with that ball. Crespo with a laser up the middle. He's at first base with nobody out. That's the 5th hit of the game for the Rascals. Hector Crespo is now 3 for 9 in the series. He's driven in 2 runs and walked twice as well. Time called at home plate before a pitch. Curran Radall batting for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 2. A rarity for Curran. League leader in hits. He has 2 groundouts. Takes a ball down low. Crespo will most likely be going at some point in this at-bat. He and Radall each with 26 steals. That's most on the team. Hansen with 24. His second. Curran Radall and Hector Crespo twice completed a double steal yesterday, with Radall stealing 3rd and Crespo stealing 2nd. 2 times they were able to accomplish that feat. Time called again. The 1-0. Crespo goes. It's swung on and lined into center field. Crespo's a slam on the brakes and scurry back to first base as Max White makes the catch. He'll throw over to first, but not nearly in time. Crespo hit it hard, but White was right there. 1 away, Brian Hansen's turn. Hansen 1 for 2. He had an infield single in the 3rd inning. Came around to score on Taylor Ard's 2-run homer. Hansen's infield single strange. He hit a bouncer to Chittenden, who just took his time, not really realizing quite how fast Hansen was. He beat it out. 2 batters later, Ard deposited a ball onto the roof of the clubhouse. Check on Hector Crespo. Tingle really slows down when he allows men on base. Almost every pitcher does try to control the pace of the game and slows it down, but Tingle having a big difference between no one on and Hector Crespo on as he throws over again. Of course, Hector Crespo being on base is a little different than your average base runner out there. Crespo, ultra aggressive. Always a nuisance for the opposing team, although the Rascals love having him. Called strike. Oh, 1 on Hansen. Brian Hansen entering play with a .394 batting average, trying to get back up over 400. The 0-1. line foul. The record for highest batting average in a single season for a hitter is 405 in the Frontier League. That was accomplished in 2002. Peachy Bullet did it. For the Cook County team, which is no longer around. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hansen chasing a ball low. Not sure what Hansen's saying. He's kind of looking around. He looks confused as he heads back to the dugout. He's out, though. Here comes Jackson Slade. Slade 0 for 2. Strikeout looking and a ground out 6-3. I'm going to keep this inning going. Hector Crespo still at first after a leadoff single. Throw over. He's back safely. If we see Jackson Slade get in the hole, we may see Crespo going. Slade gets down 0-2 or 1-2. Might as well try to swipe a bag, and if you get caught, Jackson Slade gets to start over next inning. Here's a chopper back to Tingle on the mound. He comes back, delivers a strong, accurate throw to first, and gets Jackson Slade to end the inning. The Rascals get a leadoff single, but nothing more. Headed to the top of the 6th inning. Score is 3-2. You're listening to Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Into this game a bit more as we're approaching 5:45 Central Time. A low-scoring affair, 3-2 through the first 5 innings. 4 of the 5 total runs in this game have come on homers. 2-run shot by Taylor Arch, solo homers by the Thunderbolts, Marquise Riley and Tyler Clark. First pitch down low, 1-0. Laster facing Marquise Riley, Alex Chittenden, and Tyler Clark. The bottom third of the lineup, but I just mentioned Riley and Clark with 2 solo shots already. Riley swings and skies one out to center field. Easy play for Radall. 1 away. Laster's never really gotten into too much trouble. He did allow the bases to become loaded in the third. He had 2 quick outs in the 3rd inning, then walked a batter, surrendered a single, and hit a batter. Worked himself into trouble himself, but he was able to get out of it with a strikeout, and that all came with 2 outs, so it wasn't too sticky of a situation. Facing Alex Chittenden, who fouls the ball away. The shortstop has struck out and flown out. Oh, and 1's the count. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors for the Rascals. 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors for the Windy City Thunderbolts. Ball inside, 1-1. Chittenden batting .263 against lefties this year. He hits a liner left side, leaping catch, Johnny Morales. He comes down with that one. Morales using every inch of his 5'6" frame to complete the putout. 2 down. Good read by Morales, too. He didn't just stand his ground and try to elevate. He recognized that one was going to be over his head, so he took a couple steps back before going up. First pitch is inside, ball 1. Tyler Clark at the plate. Mentioned both of his home runs this season against the Rascals. He hit 1 against them back on Sunday. A week ago from today, a solo shot to left field as he's batting left-handed. Today, a solo shot to right field, batting right-handed. He takes a pitch down low, 2-0. Clark now with 11 RBIs. Lanky catcher as he flares one into left field on a broken bat, and that'll get down. Another hit. He's going to go for 2, testing the arm of Brian Hansen. He's lucky that ball squirts away as he slams on the brakes and goes back to second. Very aggressive base running by Tyler Clark. Good idea to stay at first. He would have been nailed by Brian Hansen. He slammed on the brakes about halfway to second. Hansen's throw into second base. Skipped in, though, and got past Hector Crespo. If Crespo was able to handle that cleanly, he may have had a chance to whip around and throw out Clark going back to first. Instead, Clark is there with 2 down. Another 2-out hit for the Thunderbolts against Lucas Laster. In the second inning, Laster got the first 2 outs before allowing a man on. Same in the third, 2 outs before a walk. In the 5th, he recorded 2 outs before giving up a single, and he does so in the 6th as well. So it seems to be that elusive third out going for a perfect inning. He gets 2 quick outs, and then somebody for the Thunderbolts able to keep the frame alive. Coco Johnson takes ball 1 and now ball 2. He's 1 for 2. Clark at first base, hitting just 164 entering play today. 2 hits, though. Here's a foul ball by Johnson, 2-1. After today's game, the Rascals will have Monday off. As always, they have every Monday off. It's a league-wide off day every week in the Frontier League, a new wrinkle to the schedule this season that I think most people would agree is a good one. And then the Rascals head north to Traverse City, Michigan to play the Beach Bums, the 3rd-place team in the Frontier League East. Beach Bums, no slouches. They're currently in position to make the playoffs. Foul ball by Johnson evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Clark at first. Traverse City Beach Bums 41-28. They would be in first place in the Frontier League West. All 3 teams at the top of the division in the East would be the leaders in the West. Swinging away, flied out to center field. Slade catches it, inning over. 1 single, but that's it. Headed to the bottom of the 6th. Rascals up 3-2. You're listening to River City Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Third of the lineup. Ard, Canella, and Zach Comatani all due up. Taylor Ard, a big game, hit by a pitch and scored in the second and hit a 2-run homer in the third, his 23rd of the season. That homer, the difference in the game as the Rascals lead 3-2. Called strike 0-1 on the third baseman. Travis Tingle entered this inning with just 65 pitches thrown. Been very efficient over the first 5 frames. This pitch is chopped foul. Probably expect to see him go a couple more frames after this. Tingle's gone at least 5 the last 3 times out. On top of that, Fry has pitched a 9-inning complete game once this season as this misses low. He's also gone 8 2/3 once. Both of those games, he took the loss too. When he went 9 innings on May 27th against Southern Illinois, he allowed 1 run on 7 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, and he took the loss 1-0. Taylor Ard lines the ball into left field on the 1-2 pitch, and he has a leadoff single, 3rd time on for Ard, 2nd hit. On July 3rd at Lake Erie, Jacob Tingle went 8 2/3 innings, gave up 2 unearned runs, no earned runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and he took the loss in that game 2-1. So maybe his 2 best performances of the year have been losses. Another time he went a 7 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs, 4 strikeouts, no walks. That was a loss. That was against Schaumburg, 4-2. He took the L. Ball down low, 1-0 to Danny Canella. This is a guy that doesn't get much run support. No decision in a game in which he gave up 3 earned runs in 7 innings. In fact, he did that back-to-back games, gave up 3 earned runs in 7 innings and got a no decision. He gave up 2 runs in 6 2/3 once, got a no decision. Pitch at the knees makes the count 1-1. Danny Canella's 1 for 2 today. He singled in the 2nd inning, grounded out in the 3rd. He has Taylor Ard at first. Canella with 56 RBIs, 12 homers, 294 average. Taylor Ard had a magnificent jump, was going to steal 2nd easily without a throw, and Danny Canella fouls the ball away. Probably a hit and run. If it was not, Canella should not have swung at that, as Taylor Ard easily would have had the base stolen, but we know Steve Brook is a big fan of the hit and run. Count is 1-2. Ard not going here, takes the ball in the dirt. Taylor Ard is 11 for 14 in stolen bases this year. Just another notch on his belt to go along with all these other phenomenal numbers, building quite the MVP case. One of just 2 Rascals to play in every game this year, and he's started every game at 3rd but 1. Once he DH'd, and Josh Silver was the 3rd baseman. Curran Radall, the only other Rascal to play every game. Radall has played every single inning the Rascals have played. Sharp ground ball into right field, a base hit. Taylor Ard will stop at 2nd base. Canella comes up with his 2nd hit of the game. 2 men on, nobody out for Zach Comatani. Same situation as the 2nd inning. Comey laid down a bunt then, and Looney got a RBI ground out. We'll see if Comey's swinging away or sacrificing himself. Ard at 2nd, Canella at 1st. Corners are guarding against the bunt. He does square. He pops it up behind the plate, but that's going to reach the stands. Tingle delivered that pitch up and in. That's exactly where you want to put a ball when you're trying to lay down, or prevent someone from laying down a bunt. Put it up and in. You don't let them get the barrel of the bat above the ball. That's what you're trying to do when you want to put it on the ground. If you drop the barrel below the bat, you'll pop it up like that. The 0-1 swinging away, drives the ball into deep right center field. Moving over is Max White. He'll make the catch. Good base running by Taylor Ard as he tags up and goes to third base. He tumbles off the bag. He comes up but is able to return his foot just in time. Field umpire Jim Shalley was right on top of it, just feet away. He called Ard safe. Tingle can't believe it. Third baseman Jacob Tanis doesn't like the call, and Ron Biga will come out real quick. He shares a couple of words. It's actually home plate umpire Mike Weinstein who made the play, hustling over to third base. Shalley assuming his responsibilities on the other side of the diamond. Taylor Ard, an odd play on that. He recognized right away that was going to be caught in the right center field gap. Good piece of base running to go back to second initially and get ready for the tag. He got about 3/4 of the way to third base, slowed up, and then Steve Brook was signaling for him to slide as Ard didn't realize how close it was going to be. Ard tried to slide, went down a little bit late. That made it an awkward slide as he tumbled over the bag and overslid it. Got his foot just back on time. You have to understand Windy City's gripe. That was a very close play. Couldn't quite tell from this angle if Tanis got the tag on or not in time, but it was pretty darn close. A ball low to Josh Looney. Another one makes it 2-0 now. Looney has an RBI ground out already, bringing home Taylor Ard in the second inning. Ard has scored 2 of the 3 Rascals runs. He's driven in 2 runs. Of course, a ground ball could result in a double play. Canella's at first right now. He was at second earlier when that happened. Strike on the outside corner. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. Rascals up 3-2, looking for a little bit of insurance. Tingle set, kicks the 2-1. Strike. Another off-speed pitch on the outside corner. Tingle slowing down with a man on base again. The 2-2. It's called strike 3. Looney having a quick word with Weinstein. Looney checked his swing. Weinstein rung him up on a called strike 3. He didn't say that he went around on the check, and Looney is surprised. He thought that one was low and off the plate. Four strikeouts for Tingle. 2 looking, 2 swinging. 4 strikeouts for the Rascals starter Laster as well. 2 looking, 2 swinging. Called strike to Johnny Morales. It's his turn with 2 down, trying to bring home Ard from third base. Johnny Morales with a hit and a ground out. He takes a pitch up high. 1-1. Morales with 15 RBIs this season, trying to pick up a 2-out ribby. Foul tips the pitch back in the middle of Clark, 1-2. A righty is up and moving around in the Rascals' pen, has been throwing for a few minutes. Lucas Laster is currently at 103 pitches. Have to assume he'd come out for a little bit longer. Laster's gone up over 100 multiple times, and there's 2 lefties to start the top of the 7th. Mike Torres and Austin Gallagher. Runner goes to second. The throw goes into center field. Taylor Ard scores. Danny Canella safe at second base, and the Rascals lead 4-2. Well, Danny Canella went about halfway to second, slammed on the brakes because he was going to be thrown out by a mile. Point was to try to keep the play alive and let Taylor Ard sneak down from third. The throw from the catcher, Tyler Clark, sailed into center field. 2-2's the count now. Johnny Morales now singles into center. They're going to send Danny Cannello around, and it's overran by the center fielder, Max White. No throw. It's an RBI single for Johnny Morales. Rascals lead 5-2. The Rascals getting a pair of runs back as the Thunderbolts are shooting themselves in the foot. We'll have to see exactly how the previous play was scored. There will be no error on Max White there as Cannello was already coming home. That'll give Johnny Morales the RBI single. Pitching coach now coming out for the Thunderbolts, Brian Smith. Throwing error committed by the catcher, Tyler Clark. That allowed Taylor Ard to come home from third. Still deliberating on if Danny Cannella gets the steal or not. Either way, no steal for Ard coming home. Up high, ball one to Hector Crespo. Lefty starts to throw in the pen for the Thunderbolts. Cannella and Art have both scored. Morales with an RBI single. Morales going to second is thrown out on the steal attempt, and that ends the inning. Caught stealing ends the frame, but the Rascals score two and pad their lead. Now they're up 5-3. Headed to the seventh inning. You're listening to River City Rascals Baseball on Talk, STL.com. Lefties Mike Torres and Austin Gallagher. Righties throwing in the pen right now for the Rascals. We'll see if Laster, if he's able to retire Torres and Gallagher, if he's allowed to keep going against the righty Max White, or if he's only allotted those two batters. Will Shearholtz throwing out in the pen for the Rascals. Called strike to Torres. Torres is 0 for 1. He grounded out, but he walked in each of his first two at-bats. Laster's 0-1. Driven into center field, easy play. The left-handed Radall reaches up, out 1. Here comes Gallagher. If Austin Gallagher makes an out as easily as Torres did right there, might as well stick with Laster. Laster with 105 pitches now. He's thrown up around 120 before. Steve Brook not afraid to run these guys out there and run those pitch counts up. He's done it with Coons. He's done it with Laster. He trusts some of these guys. Here's a line drive into left field. First pitch, Gallagher flies out to Brian Hansen, who makes a sliding catch. Nice play by Hansen, racing over, sliding down to make that catch. Not full extension, but a slick play. Only took Laster 3 pitches to get 2 outs. Max White to hit with 2 down, and the base is empty. No sign of Steve Brook yet from the dugout. And it looks like he's going to let Laster go. Laster peers in, winds, and delivers the first pitch to White. Strike with a backdoor slider. White is 0 for 2, but he was hit by a pitch. White has been held in check in this series. He has 2 hits, a walk, and a hit by pitch after absolutely destroying the Rascals in the first series. Takes a ball outside, 1-1. Laster's pitch, down and in. Great bounce back performance by Lucas Laster after a tough last outing. A start in which he lasted just an inning and a third, a career low, and gave up a career high, 8 runs. Good to see him back on the bump, pitching like we know he can. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Laster's given up 2 runs, but both of them just solo shots, a couple of line drives that wouldn't leave a typical ballpark, but with the dimensions of TRUs, they were able to sneak out. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, base is empty. The pitch, down low, and the count runs full on Max White. Jacob Tanis, the righties on deck, have to assume that if Laster cannot retire White, it would be Shearholtz coming out of the pen. This may be the last batter for Laster regardless. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, if it is the last batter, he goes out with a bang, punching out White. That's his 5th strikeout through 7. Well, through 6.5, Rascals lead at 5-2. You're listening to River City Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Looking for a sweep of the Windy City Thunderbolts. They position themselves well here. New man on the mound. It's Pete Whittingslow, 6'3", 200-pound left-hander. He is 25 years old from Kennesaw, Georgia. He'll be facing Hector Crespo, Curran Radall, and Brian Hansen. Crespo was at the plate when Johnny Morales was caught stealing at second to end the inning. First, it's Crespo. Crespo 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a walk. Whitting Slow is 1-0 this season. This is his 18th appearance of the year. He has a 2.73 ERA out of the pen. 26 and third innings pitched. He has 27 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned runs allowed, 11 walks, and 23 strikeouts. First pitch is wide to Hector Crespo. The 1-0. Strike. So Travis Tingle's done. He leaves the game in line for the loss. He gives up 5 runs, 3 earned runs on 8 hits. No walks, 4 strikeouts in his 6 frames. Lucas Laster currently in line for the win. A ball makes it 2-0. The Rascals scored 2 unearned runs last inning because of the throwing error committed by the catcher. Tyler Clark airmailing a ball into center field with Cannella in motion. Cannella will not get credit for a stolen base because he stopped midway to second base and headed back to first. The throw then went into center. That allowed him to go to second and allowed the man from third, Taylor Ard, to score. Pitch up and away. Ball 4 to Hector Crespo. Although looking, I think that it should be 4 earned runs charged to Tingle because I guess it depends on how the official score meant that error to be construed. Either the error could be it allowed each man to move up a base or it replaces an out. If it just allowed both men to move up, well, no, then Danny Cannella wouldn't have been in scoring position. Never mind. 2 unearned runs. That's the correct call. I should never question Gene Miller. Ball outside, 1-0. Radall is 0 for 3, a rarity for him. Lefty versus lefty. Curran doesn't mind seeing a southpaw. He lays down a bunt towards the first base side. Nice play made by Whittingslow coming off the mound to throw out Curran Radall. They'll officially go down as a sacrifice for Curran, trying to bunt for a base hit, but it moves the runner up, so he gets credit for the sacrifice. Hansen is 1 for 3. He had an infield single in the third, stole second base, and scored. Hector Crespo at second base in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rascals lead 5-2. Brian Hansen with 34 RBIs this season. First pitch, up and away, ball 1. Rascals would love a couple more runs to pad that lead. Up by just 3 right now. 3-run lead isn't terrible, but doesn't offer much protection. One and 0 on Hansen. Crespo at second. A single should score him with relative ease. 1 out. The pitch. Wide. Rascals have faced Whittingslow this season already. He pitched on Saturday, August 1st against them. 1 inning, 1 run surrendered, 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts. Pitch up and away. Count goes to 3-0 on Brian Hansen. Crespo walked to lead off the inning. In danger of walking another man here. Foul away as Hansen was swinging away 3-0. Not very often we see that. We saw Taylor Ard get the 3-0 green light the other day. Steve Brook, an old school manager though, he's usually giving that take sign with 3 balls and no strikes. Hansen's a very selective hitter though, lets a lot of borderline pitches go by. That's why he gets called out on strikes so often as opposed to swinging. Hit a foul ball on that though. Whittingslow spins around, fires to second, trying to catch Crespo, who's safe at the bag. Brian Hansen probably takes more borderline pitches than anyone else on the team. That can hurt him and that can help. That can help him and that can hurt him sometimes. He takes ball 4 here. That's not a borderline pitch. It's in the dirt. Hansen second time on base. Hansen as happy to take a walk as anyone on this team. He's at first, second time on. 2 on, 1 out for the Rascals. Great speed as Crespo's on second and Hansen's on first. Jackson Slade to hit. Ron Biga coming out of the dugout. We'll see if he goes to the pen. There is some action going on down the left field line. With Slade and Ard coming up, he's going to go to a right-handed arm. We'll let you know who it is coming in for the Thunderbolts after this. You're listening to RC Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com. He has Hansen at first and Crespo at second. Rascals already with a 5-2 lead, looking to build on that in the 7th inning. Slade will be the first man that Joel Lima faces out of the pen. Lima, 6'1", 190 pounds. He's a right-hander. 26 years old from Santiago, Dominican Republic. We saw him pitch last night. Yesterday, Lima pitched 1 inning. It's a perfect frame. He got 1 strikeout. 2-3 with a 2.40 ERA. First pitch is up and in. Is the second lowest ERA on the team behind just Cameron Giannini. This is his 30th game of the season. He has 4 saves, 30 innings pitched, 39 strikeouts, 11 walks, 23 hits. Looking for a K of Jackson Slade here, or maybe a ground ball to turn 2 on. Won't be easy with the Rascals' speed though. Here's a line drive into center field. Going back is White, backpedaling. He makes the catch. Crespo's going to tag and try to go to third. The throw is not in time. Jackson Slade 0 for 4, but good base running by Hector Crespo, and at least Slade is able to move him over. But there are 2 outs. That's the bad news. The good news is Taylor Ard is the man due up. Ard yet to make an out. He's 2 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the second and scored. He hit a 2-run homer in the third, and he singled in the sixth and scored. Ard has crossed the plate 3 times for the Rascals, the team who has 5 runs. He has men at the corners with 2 down. The pitch from Lima, line back into the screen. Pete Whitting's low doesn't work very long, just a third of an inning. He leaves the game with 2 men on base, both of them his responsibility. If either Crespo or Hansen score, they'll be charged to the previous pitcher. The 0-1, we'll have to wait as there's a throw over. Wouldn't be surprising to see Hansen going, although with Ard at the dish, you may not want to take the bat out of his hand. One of the most dangerous hitters, if not the most dangerous hitter in the Frontier League. Definitely the most prolific power hitter. Takes a pitch low and in. With 23 homers and 20 doubles, Taylor Ard leads the league in total bases, slugging percentage, and extra base hits. He has 1 triple this year as well. 2-1, we'll have to wait as there's another throw over to first. Funny enough, Ard tripled on the year before Crespo, Hansen, or Radall did it. Fred Ford with the first triple for the Rascals in 2015, Ard with the second. Taylor Ard bounces one into left field, a base hit. It's an RBI single for the Rascals' third baseman. Crespo scores, and the Rascals lead 6-2. Hansen goes to second and stops there. Taylor Ard has not made it out. 3 for 3, also hit by a pitch. He has 3 RBIs. Here's Cannella. Danny Cannella, 2 for 3. He has scored a run. He helped bring home Taylor Ard last time he scored. They were on the corners with 1 out. He took off, brought home Taylor Ard because the throw went into center. One and oh, the pitch, swing and a miss. Rascals up 6-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Great day for Lucas Laster. He gives up just 2 runs, strikes out 5 through 7. Currently in line for the win. No one throwing in the pen right now. We've seen Shearholtz up for a while. But Lucas Laster had his easiest inning of the game in the 7th. Swing and a miss. It was his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. 2 righties and a lefty due up in the 8th for the Thunderbolts. Rascals with a 6-run lead. Maybe as they get a little bit more pad, it'll give Steve Brook more incentive to throw his starter back out there. 2 men on, 2 outs. Hansen's going for third, but they're going to say that Cannella couldn't check his swing. He ran around strike 3. That's the final out of the inning. Not before the Rascals add an insurance run. Taylor Ard with a 2-out single to bring in Hector Crespo. Rascals now lead 6-2, headed to the 8th. You're listening to Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com. as Marquise Riley reached on a fielding error by Hector Crespo and eventually came around to score after Shearholtz left the game. Despite not allowing a walk or a hit, he was charged with a run, unearned albeit. A ball inside, and now Tanis skies one out to shallow center field. There's Hector Crespo, rather Curran Radall, the center fielder, making the catch. Looks like we've got some listeners tuning in from very far away, Vancouver, Canada. Team chaplain Reverend Randy Curlis is tuning in. First pitch is a called strike to Ryan Dietrich, who's 0 for 3, former Rascal, digging in. Canada, not just in Canada, Vancouver, Canada. All the way on the West Coast. Swing and a miss, 0-2. That begs the question, where is the farthest that somebody has listened to a Rascals game from this season? Victor Bergwetti is from the Dominican Republic. Quite possible that he has family back home listening. The 0-2 pitch, just outside as the lights start to kick on at TRU's. Not much sunlight as it's dipped behind some clouds. Nearing 6:30 Central Time, or if you're in Vancouver, that would be 4:30. Foul ball to the right side. 1-2 on Dietrich. Of course, the team does have a couple of guys from the Pacific Northwest. Curran Radall and Taylor Ard, both from Washington State. This is driven into deep right field, pushing back Slade all the way to the wall. He'll make the catch. 2 up, 2 down for Will Shearholtz. Here comes Marquise Riley with the bases empty, but Riley is 2 for 3. A single in the second and a solo home run in the 4th inning. Shearholtz winds and delivers. First pitch to the lefty Riley. Strike on the outside corner. Seems as if Steve Brook has become more and more comfortable with letting Will Shearholtz stay in against left-handed bats. This pitch fouled away. Shearholtz has fared pretty well against lefties. The only problem is the majority of his free passes have come against left-handed bats. Pitch outside. Lefties actually hitting with a lower batting average against Shearholtz than righties. 231 lefties hit. Shearholtz was used a bit as a righty specialist out of the pen, but now he's going multiple innings. He'll face righties and lefties. Pitch outside, 2-2. This is a line drive foul. Seems as though Vancouver is about 2,200 miles away from O'Fallon, Missouri. Now the question is, how far is the Dominican Republic? The 1-2. Lined into deep center field. Radall races back. He will reach up. Out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 frame for Shearholtz in the 8th. Rascals still up 6-2, head to the bottom of the frame, looking for a little bit more insurance before the 9th. You're listening to River City Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com.
Hey fans, this is Dane Stone from Miami, Florida. Stick around, there's more baseball coming up.
0 for 2. He laid down a bunt for a sacrifice in the second, grounded out and flown out as well. Pitch inside, lights coming into full effect now, about half an inning after coming on initially. Rascals have Zach Komatani, Josh Looney, and Johnny Morales. Pitch inside to Zach Komatani, a righty, throwing in the pen for the Rascals. Looks like Zeb Snead again. Snead has been used quite a bit recently. He's pitched in each of the last each of the last 2 games. If he went today, this would be his 3rd straight. Line drive into center field. Zach Komatani gets another base hit. Comey's first of the game, but he's been red hot recently. He had hit safely in 8 of 9 until his 0 for last night. Komatani did walk yesterday, though. Josh Looney, 0 for 3 today. He doesn't have an RBI ground out to his credit. Takes a strike. Had a walk and a single yesterday. Hasn't reached today. Brought home the first run of the game, though. The pitch from Lima. Down low. Nice stop by Clark. Nearly got away. Comey takes his lead from first base. Lima comes set at the belt. This one's low. Another stop by Clark. 2-1. Mentioned the Rascals have to go to Traverse City after this, one of the longest trips of the season. Traverse City in Washington. Traverse City in northwest Michigan. As this is a long fly ball deep to right field. It's a solo home run for Josh Looney. Or a 2-run homer, rather, for Josh Looney. Rascals lead 8-2. Looney just kind of got jammed on that one. Looney doesn't look to be 100% as he's kind of got a little bit of a limp going around the base paths. Taking his time to run the bases a bit gingerly. I hope he's feeling okay. He's showing off that opposite field power and that upper body power as he limps back to the dugout. Took a ball on the inside half of the plate and just shot it out to right field, landing in the bullpen of the Rascals. That's the 9th home run of the season for Josh Looney. A 2-run shot as Zach Komatani scores as well. Looney's first hit of the game. That home run has to feel good. The run around the bases didn't look like it did, though. At the plate is Johnny Morales. He takes a strike and then a ball. Rascals getting that insurance, now up 8-2. Snead already throwing out there, but I think Steve Brook may change his mind and go to Shearholtz for the 2nd inning of work. No reason to make Zeb throw for a 3rd straight day if it's not even a close game. Rascals up by 6 in the bottom of the 8th. Ball 2 to Morales. Now a line drive foul. Lima set the 2-2. Bounce foul. Keep in mind, no outs in this inning. Zach Komatani with the leadoff single before Josh Looney hit that 2-run homer. Looney's 3rd on the team with 9 long balls this season. He's driven in 33 runs now. He has 3 RBIs today. 1 for 4. Bouncer left side. Tanis, the 3rd baseman, will take it and throw out Johnny Morales. 1 out. Here comes Hector Crespo. Hector Crespo with 1 out, no one on. Crespo with a single and a walk today. He takes a strike. Rascals have 8 runs on 11 hits, no errors. 2 runs on 7 hits, 1 error committed by the Thunderbolts. Rascals in prime position to complete a sweep. Rascals have already won 4 games in a row as a ball wide makes it 1-1. Looking for game number 5 and win number 5 in a row to make it a 5-1 homestand for the Rascals after coming off a road trip in which they went 2-4 against a couple of not so good teams. That was Washington and the Thunderbolts. It's nice to see the Rascals handling business. 1-2 is the count now on Hector Crespo. Lima's pitch. Popped up, shallow right field, backpedaling. Marquise Riley, the second baseman, will catch it. 2 away. Bases empty, back to the top of the lineup. Curran Radall hitless. Very big surprise. Radall is not held hitless very often when he gets this many at-bats. This is the 5th time he's come up. He's officially 0 for 3 because he also laid down a bunt for his sacrifice. First pitch, tap foul. Curran Radall did go 0 for 4 against Joliet in game 2 of that doubleheader. That snapped a 10-game hit streak. So Radall right now has hit safely in 12 of 13. 0-1. This will most likely be his last opportunity to reach. Ball outside. You don't lead the league in hits without getting a hit just about every darn day. It's what Curran Radall has done, really embracing that leadoff role. He's never really been the leadoff hitter for the Rascals as he swings and misses 1 and 2. Of course, Eric Williams was at the top of the Rascals lineup forever. 4 years he spent in a Rascals uniform. Had a 400 on base or higher just about every season. Set a single season record for the Rascals with 104 walks. Keep in mind, it's a 96-game season. That'd be like walking 170 times in the major leagues. Here's a base hit into right field. Curran Radall does get on. Here comes Brian Hansen. Curran said in one interview, you know, I've been spending most of my career in the heart of the lineup or batting around 6 or 7, having more opportunities with men on base and whatnot. Well, he has had opportunities with men on base just because this lineup is so good. Even the bottom of the lineup sets the table for him. He does have 37 RBIs this year, 3rd most on the team behind Art and Canelo, who are among league leaders. Those are the only guys he doesn't have more ribbies than. Called strike to Brian Hansen. Hansen 1 for 3. A infield single, a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. Williams pitch. Outside. With a 6-run lead in the bottom of the 8th, wouldn't think that Radall would be going anywhere from first base. 2 down in the inning. Rascals already with 2 runs on the board thanks to a 2-run shot by Josh Looney, second 2-run homer of the game. Ard with 1 back in the 3rd. Ground ball over to short. Chittenberg underhands to Riley at second base to end the inning, a 6-4 fielder's choice. The Rascals do score 2, though, on Josh Looney's 9th home run of the season, headed to the 9th. Last chance for the Windy City Thunderbolts. Rascals lead 8-2. You're listening to Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Zeb Snead back in the game, tossing in his third straight game. He earned the save yesterday. His last 2 times out, he's been perfect. 6 up, 6 down. 5 saves for the Rascals reliever. He'll be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Thunderbolts. Alex Chittenden, Tyler Clark, and Coco Johnson. Rascals up 8-2. No save opportunity for Snead. Zeb making his 33rd appearance. He's 3-2 with a 3.78 ERA. In 33 1/3 innings, he surrendered 31 hits, 18 runs, 14 earned runs, 12 walks, 34 strikeouts. Mentioned yesterday, Snead shaved his head. He had been sporting a buzz cut for some time. I guess he decided to go all the way now. He looks just like Josh Silver. Big beard, no hair. First pitch just above the letters to Alex Chittenden. Chittenden 0 for 3, a strikeout and 2 air outs. Line drive into right field down the line. That is a foul ball. Never got you Lucas Laster's line. Laster in line for his 3rd win of the year. He went 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, both earned on 7 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Both runs he gave up came on solo homers, a pair of solo shots in the 4th inning. 1-1's the count on Chittenden leading off the top of the 9th. Rascals looking for their 5th win of the year. Breaking ball called strike. The normal Corn Belters have indeed defeated the Rockford Aviators. The Aviators scored once in each of the last 3 innings. They gave a battle, but Corn Belters prevailed 8-5. That means that the Rascals win. They will be just 1 game out of first place. Bouncer over to Zach Komatani. He steps on first, 1 out. Right now, the Corn Belters and Aviators are now tied for first. Rascals win. There'll be 1 out. They've got 2 outs standing between them and the victory. Tyler Clark to hit. Clark turns around to hit from the left side for the first time today. He was 2 for 3 from the right side with a homer. Takes a pitch low, 1-0. There's a lefty throwing in the pen for the Thunderbolts just in case. Pitch at the knees, 1-1. Will Shearholtz tossed 1 perfect inning. In the 8th inning, he faced 3 men, got 3 flyouts. No hits, no walks, no runs. 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2. Rascals have an off day tomorrow before 3 7:05 starts up in Traverse City. Those are 7:05 Eastern time. That'd be 6:05 Central. Rascals play at the Beach Bums Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then head to Rockford to take on the first place, well, now tied for first place, Rockford Aviators. Rascals won 4 out of 4 last time they visited the Aviators. It'll be the last series between the 2 teams. Ball low, 2-2. Rascals are 5-1 against Rockford this season. So they get to play a couple of tough series next week on the road. The way the Rascals have been playing recently, though, I think they're up for the challenge. On the verge of winning their 5th straight. Foul ball keeps it 2-2. 6-game win streak is a season long for the Rascals. They've done that twice. They'll be 1 shy of that if they win tonight. Rascals looking for win number 40. It would be the 6th team in the league to reach 40 wins. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Tyler Clark rung up another punch out for Zeb Snead. 2 down, no one on. Coco Johnson, last chance for the Windy City Thunderbolts. Rascals looking to sweep the Thunderbolts. They're 3-2 against them this season after losing the first 2 against them. They've won 3 in a row now. Looking for number 4. First pitch, ground ball, deep in the hole at shortstop. Morales has to hurry. The throw to first is high and not in time. It's an infield single for Coco Johnson to keep the game going. Snead was looking for his 3rd straight perfect outing. He won't get it here. He'll have to face Mike Torres. Torres 0 for 2, but he does have 2 walks. Torres flew out to left field to end the game yesterday. He could be the final out of today's game. Zeb Snead looking for out number 27. It is indeed the hardest out of the game. Coco Johnson just showed us. Snead's first pitch. Ground ball into right field. 2 straight singles for the Thunderbolts. Johnson stops at second. Good news is there's 2 outs already, though. Bad news is Austin Gallagher is to hit. Gallagher, the most dangerous hitter in this lineup. Gallagher is 1 for 4. He had a single back in the 3rd. Ground out, a fly out, and a strikeout. Fans get to their feet. He swings at the first pitch, lofts it out to left field. Hansen ranges over. Rascals win. 8-2 is the final. The River City Rascals have won 5 in a row. They are now just 1 game out of 500, or out of first place, rather. They are 8 games over 500 at 40-32. The Windy City Thunderbolts fall to 29-42. The Rascals have won 5 in a row. They sweep the Thunderbolts. They are now 4-2 against Windy City. They finished their homestand 5-1 going into the off day tomorrow. The Rascals 1 game behind the Corn Belters and Aviators, now tied atop the division. The win goes to Lucas Laster. He is 3-3. The loss goes to Travis Tingle. He's 5-6. The Rascals get to the ace of this Windy City staff and come out victorious. We'll go to a quick commercial. We'll come back and recap the Rascals' victory right after this. You're listening to Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com.